Welcome, fellow travelers. I'm BrianDaddy, and I'm joining Chibi and Vertec at the Golden Feather. Come on in, grab a seat, and let's share tales of adventure.
Well, all right. Well, on that last topic there, Brian, so could you tell everybody here who you are, what it is you do, as far as content goes, what you're looking to do once Ashes goes live, and what brought you into the Ashes community in general?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Yeah, I'm BrianDaddy. I have been playing games since I could see. And really enjoying MMOs. I did start when I was pretty young over at my friend's house playing EverQuest. That was my first MMO, and just got really addicted to that life and that play style. And then we jumped into World of Warcraft, and I got stuck on that one for a long time.
As one does.
Yeah. And yeah, I had my many other genres as well of shooters and strategy games and all that kind of stuff. But MMOs always keep diving me back in. And ever since I heard about Ashes of Creation, it really piqued my interest and got me excited to basically checked all the boxes of things I was looking for. And yeah, so I've been making videos again. They were just kind of informative, like little guide oriented videos. In World of Warcraft, I did a few and I enjoyed that. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start making them for Ashes and get on board the train. And I started at the beginning of this year making the Ashes videos, and they started doing really well.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those actually, and that's when I kind of reached out to Vertec, and a few other people mentioned that they'd also seen yours, so the algorithm did its job.
It's working.
Really.
Oh, that's awesome. And thank you, of course, for accepting our invitation to come on and chit chat. So in general, what brought you to Ashes? Like, why Ashes of Creation? Why make content for Ashes of Creation?
I've always kind of had the itch to create content, and like I said, I've been doing it for a while. But then, since I'm very highly anticipating Ashes of Creation, what really drives me into like that is I kind of just want to. It's like two things that I love. So why not put them together and make, something that I really want to do? And so, yeah, I just said, all right, let's do it. And the main thing with Ashes that really isn't keeping me in the loop is it's huge world and its whole community aspect of like, yes, actually playing with players and interacting with people is really the most important thing about an MMO. And a lot of them have kind of veered away from that. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to get back into.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So one question everybody always asks of all people just coming into communities, especially this Ashes one, because there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you picked a favorite class yet?
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably going to be a dwarf tank. There's like almost no question.
Nice.
Now question is tank / what?
I've always played a paladin in most other ones, so I kind of want to lean towards like, is that tank cleric? That's paladin, right?
Yeah, tank cleric. I believe you got it right.
Yeah, so I'll probably do a little mix there.
Nice.
Nice.
Vertec also likes tank.
Yeah. I was just about to say, and so we welcome another tank into the fold. I like it. My kind of peoples.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, systems. What you know about the game systems and which one is exciting to you? Why and why?
I think the most anticipated system for me is probably the nodes, just because of how interactive it makes everything in the world and really drives player engagement to, all right, I want to invest in this node. I want to become a citizen. And it keeps changing, and everything kind of revolves around how those give and take. And it'll be important and how it's all balanced since it's so evergreen within the world.
It's nice. And so you think, outside of just the fact that right now, because Ashes is, you know, still in alpha, not even in beta yet, but do you think between now and then you'll be significantly changing the type of content that you put out, or is it kind of going to be the same type of thing, just with more accurate information because there's more information to be accurate about?
Yeah, I think a majority of my content, will still be kind of just informative and like helping people with guides and things, but I'll definitely still spice up and throw in some other different types of things that seem that I enjoy, you know, just to spice it up in there.
Good. Now, what would you say is your favorite type of guide to make? Like, say, leveling type guides, money making guides, dungeon raid stuff, PvP, or just literally any and all of the above?
Ooh, yeah.
Like the actual making of.
I think making it, I do like, I like gold aspect of things and how to obtain the most profit and where to find the best materials. PvP, I'm probably not as good as I used to be, so I probably will stay away from that. But yeah, leveling and gold making.
Do you think that with the way that the servers are going to be, how each server is going to be different, do you think that that guide is going to be helpful? Do you think it's going to be niche?
Yeah, that's a good question, a good topic, because with every world being different, it'll be challenging because, you know, what, it's not going to fit everyone. So yeah, I'll definitely find ways to kind of make it apply to most people and help the most people.
Makes sense. Cool.
Sweet. Now, do you recall, I mean, I'm pretty sure you would, but do you recall the most difficult bit of content creation that you've ever thought of putting together and just looked at it and said, wow, this is going to be really crazy?
The most difficult thing that I made? Yeah, it probably actually was my World of Warcraft raid guide. On one of the raids, it took the most recording and voiceovers and editing, and yeah, it was a fun project and I enjoyed it a lot.
Now, did you end up doing like a bunch of different points of view on that one? A bunch of different other people doing recordings for you? Or was it all from your point of view?
No, yeah, it just was my POV, but I do like videos that implement multiple POVs. That definitely adds another layer and aspect to it. Now,
following that up, have you read much into, like, thoroughly into how the raids and Ashes are going to run? Granted, they haven't released a lot of information yet, but at least a general idea.
Yeah, I got like a general idea of basically a lot of open world raids and bosses. Really pushing 40-man content and.
What do you imagine? Brain fart. No worries. Mainly just looking at the fact that the raids are going to be open world, and they haven't necessarily confirmed one way or the other if there's going to be any kind of way to like seal the group into the room on your own. Like you have to fight your way to get to the boss room, and then you can be alone in there. I think there's been a couple snippets here and there where Steven said that there might be a boss or two that'll do that. But as far as the raid being open world, let's assume that you can't lock the door. how do you think you would go about writing a guide like that when it comes to during your recording you could possibly have a whole other raid group come in and try to take it over?
Yeah, that's something you always have to be aware about is just PvP in the game, because it's so important and revolves around basically everything, since they want open world to be most of the content. Yeah, I think I'll do my best, to make a guide that fits most people. And I'm not going to be like, hey, this is step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's basically just going to be kind of overarching, like, hey, the boss does this ability, avoid this, X, Y, and Z. And then also come up with strategies in terms of, if the boss is in a certain location, maybe you can use the terrain to your advantage if a PvP event occurs, to keep people on their toes. Like, maybe you set the boss up so that way, if there is a giant valley and there's only one way for them to come through that valley, you can set it up so that way he AoEs that valley and then keeps you guys protected technically. Stuff like that.
I feel like this is where a variety of different people making guides on the same boss could be helpful. And the point that I'm going to make is that, while there are the variety of different servers, there's also a variety of different ways that the boss can kind of advance. So maybe if one server has already advanced the boss in one manner, right, then the way that guide is written might be more helpful to those people than the people that haven't encountered it at all. And so having a guide that is maybe the base way that the boss might act be helpful for those people. And there's just a lot of potential with this game. I think it's really cool. And I think it provides a lot of use variation. Variety.
Variety.
But yeah, I think that there's a lot of options out there and a lot of potential. And I feel like if anything, that should probably, instead of deter content creators from doing the type of content they like, even if there's a multiple number of people already doing that type of content, instead it should push them because maybe their niche is their server. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
So Vertec, do you have any other questions? Because if not, I have the next big one.
I only really had one other one, like how, and this is probably a quick little opinion thought, but how neat is it going to be? And have you put any thought into the fact that sometimes people that make guides, they're really only going to be making the guide for that one specific server, and no other server might have that experience for who knows how long. Some might not experience it at all.
Oh, just based on like how I feel about it not really having a wide reach, or?
Oh no, because some of the raids and whatnot, they're going to unlock based on nodes rising and falling. So if one server ends up getting one raid to pop open because their node froze up to Metropolis and it cracked it open, but then other servers just never get around to doing that for the next who knows how long. You put out a guide and it sits there for one server, and then a year later it gets another giant spike as another server finds it.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. It adds difference. Like you said, each world being different, I think, is a good thing. In terms of content creation, I don't mind it. If my guide helps even just one person, then yeah, I'm happy with that.
Ashes in Air says you just have to level 50 characters on all servers. Easy.